How you doing? Live from the streets of Kansas City, in the heart of America. I'm about to hit a mailbox. Crunchy, crunch, 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 crunch. Crunchy, crunch, 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 crunch. It's 17 degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually a better starting point than what it has been. Weather Channel thermometer says 16 degrees Fahrenheit in Gladstone. That always drives me crazy. And this app, if somebody makes a phone call or another app functions, it stops this app. Can we make it? Can we make it? Oopsies. My brats. Time-lapse camera. I actually have stuff to bring for my lunch. The only problem is that have Lenten food, which means no meat, so I have to find something here. Good luck. Alrighty then. Oops. Dang it. light outside. Alright. There's just a little bit of light, but it's better than putting all the lights on. It's kind of getting blind. The iPhone, of course, does it excellent in low light, and it's primary camera output, but the other three cameras aren't so great. I guess I could always try to flip the cameras. Use the iPhone camera, back camera on me, and turn the Sony camera around. now that I know it links up and I can see it. charge better now that I have it plugged all the way in. I think yesterday I was kind of completely plugged in right, and I was running off battery. So for running off battery, that's not bad. Like if I have to live stream a press conference or a meeting that lasts maybe under an hour and a half, I could do it with batteries. As long as the batteries on my cameras hold out. Population is in decline in all these towns, and the crime rate is high, and the jobless rate is high, and he said it's attributed to one main factor, and that is that the state of Illinois has the highest tax rate, property tax rate, like the second highest rate, second only to New Jersey. And only Illinois is surrounded by states that don't have as high a property tax rate. So one of the fastest shrinking cities in the country is Danville, Illinois, a town that I visited, and it's not, I can't say it's the most exciting town I've ever visited. Matter of fact, he's right about the decline factor. It seems like it's really in decline. And he claims it's because of that property tax rate. And what that does is it means that businesses don't want to come into the town. He said Illinois is one of the most business unfriendly states in the country, and it drives the businesses out, the population down, the poverty rate, the crime rate up. He said Illinois is probably one of the number one states for population decline, losing about, now to me it doesn't sound like much, 200,000 people, since the last census. I guess that's enough, 2010? I can tell you, I lived in Decatur, and I don't want to go back. I was not impressed. But one of the towns he profiled said it's one of the booming cities in Illinois, and that's Champaign-Urbana. And that's because it does have a lot of industry. It has the University of Illinois. And he also said another town that's booming, probably one of the most successful towns in Illinois, is Bloomington Normal. He said even at that, there's warning signs to the state legislators that they need to change their laws, because Bloomington only had a population increase of 0.9% in the last last census. So yeah, I visited Bloomington Normal a couple times. I preferred Champaign-Urbana or Chambana. And he said also in these, even in these booming towns, they have a higher than average crime rate. Violent crime rate and property crime rate in Bloomington Normal is 50% above the national average. Maybe I'm wrong in that statistic. So that is something I would tend to agree with Republicans on, that we need to although, you know, I think that most Republican policies would favor big business and give them tax breaks and pass that burden on to small business and small people, despite what they say. And I also think that Illinois is kind of unique in that it is dominated by a really large city, Chicago. As a matter of fact, Chicago politics are like a tug of war between Chicago and what do they call it, downstate, and that if it was just Illinois itself, it would be a very conservative farm agriculture state. But it's this agriculture state, intense agriculture state, and then Chicago. And I can see that that's where the push for higher taxes goes, because Chicago's, the amendment is that people feel like Chicago sucks the rest of the state dry, that it gets to determine what the laws are for everyone else. And I can kind of see that. I kind of felt like when I lived there, things like roads and stuff weren't that good. You know, school districts, roads, the infrastructure wasn't that great, but it seemed like the taxation was pretty high. And so I kind of felt that resentment too. I felt like, and I don't know how true it is, but I felt like Chicago got to determine what the policy was going to be for everyone else, and then took more than its fair share away from everyone else. I don't know if you'd say more than its fair share, because if you balance the population of the Chicago area versus the rest of the state, representatively, it probably takes, you know, it's probably not even equal. It's like Chicago and then the rest of the state might be like trying to compare Rhode Island to Wyoming almost. I don't know. I just know I got to end this before I get to my destination. I don't know how I'll find out. I figured out how to get the recording to work. It's pretty easy. Like everything on this device has been fairly easy once you get through the process once or twice. I think I may have been using too big a card or too heavy duty a card. I have a 32 gigabyte in now, and it seems like it has a pretty long record time, so I don't know what the quality will look like. We shall see, because I will bring it into the shop with me and look at it. this video, please like and subscribe and be notified whenever I go live or post a new video. So anyway, hee hee.